So let's talk about the next steps. You've touched the cloud and you've run some medium-sized data in Spark and you did some machine learning. But now we want to scale up and take the tools that we've already used and put them into a pipeline that we can operate at speed. Typically, we'd like to go through this DevOps pipeline. And so that consists of planning and building, but also continuous integration and continuous deployment. And we want to be able to operate in the cloud and have telemetry about our operations to understand if things are operating correctly or not. And also to get continuous feedback so that we can improve. So to do that, we're going to use quite a number of tools. Now, the ones I'm going to mention are not the only tools. There are literally hundreds of tools that you might consider. But let me just outline the kinds of tools that you'll need. Certainly within your teams, you'll need to communicate. So you'll be using something like Slack or MS Teams. I'd recommend also making videos for your team members. Use YouTube, post them there so that you can just send a link to a team member and that member can see how you did something. I like to use Jupyter Notebooks as well. Send Jupyter Notebooks around because people can read your text, so you have some explanation of how this code is supposed to work, but they can also execute it from those Jupyter Notebooks, as we've already seen. You'll be using GitHub probably for managing your code base. GitHub is quite brilliant, I think. GitHub has things called webhooks. Look them up if you don't know what they are. But they allow you to fire other codes. So for example, you can have automatic testing with Circle CI. And the way it works is when you push your code to GitHub, that fires a webhook that sends an event to Circle CI that you've pushed your code. They can pull the code then and test it for you. And so what you'd like is to automate as many operations as you can in your pipeline. You're going to be using Docker and Docker Hub. Basically, containers isolate you from the underlying operating system. So you'll compile your code into an image, for example, a Docker image, and then that image is what will be provisioned to the machines in your cluster. You'll use something like Kubernetes for orchestrating your clusters. If machines go down, you need them automatically replaced. To control Kubernetes, which is quite a monster of a code, 15 million lines plus, you have something like Scaffold. So take a look at those. You also need to think about how you're going to manage your packages. How do you automatically build the libraries that you need into your package? So you'll be using something like NPM if you're in the JavaScript world, or if you're sticking to Python, then you'll probably be using Yarn. Also take a look at NPM because it has over 1 million libraries and literally billions of downloads every week. And you can learn from that open source code base. You're going to need to choose one of the clouds, and each of the clouds has its own tooling. So depending on what you choose, you'll replace various of the things that I've mentioned with their preferred tools. Now, for telemetry in the cloud, which is critical, in AWS you have something like CloudWatch, but the other clouds have similar capabilities that they give you logs on exactly what's happened to your machines. And if something goes wrong, you'll need those logs. Think about how you're going to manage your keys because you'll end up with literally thousands of keys. If you shard your data, for example, then you'll be encrypting with different keys and you need to pass those keys to whoever needs to use them. Remember, don't put your keys in your code. Store them in the environment variables and let your code go to the environment variables on your machine to get the keys. It's very easy to push the keys up with your code base into GitHub. It's deadly if you do that. I had 400 machines spun up in 8 hours when I pushed some keys up. The attackers are monitoring the public GitHub repos constantly. Take a look at Cloud Native Foundation. There are literally hundreds of tools that they recommend or are monitoring for performance in the cloud. So take a look there. It's a great resource. Finally, learn by doing. As a friend of mine says, it's like learning to swim. You can read all the books about swimming you like, but when you get into the pool, it's very different. And finally, you need to develop a fast-paced culture, a learning culture. The clock tick these days is very fast. Now, hopefully you can learn quickly. I hope this helps you. So bye for now.